After I got out of surgery, my family swore up and down they'd be there to help me heal. But instead of stepping up, they packed their bags and headed off on a ski trip, leaving me behind with no food in the fridge and no one around to hand me my meds. When I called my brother to ask what the hell was going on, he hit me with, "Don't guilt trip me. We're on vacation, not your personal assistants." I didn't even have the energy to argue. I just said, real quiet, "Thanks for finally showing me who you really are." 2 weeks after that call, I made a choice they never saw coming. Then boom, 32 messages out of nowhere. "Please talk to us, we're begging," they said. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin. Never posted here before, but I'm boiling over and need to let this out. I'm not looking for advice, really. I just gotta unload all this somewhere before I lose it. Apologies in advance if I go off track. This all went down just a few days ago, but the tension's been building for a while now. So yeah, had surgery on my left knee. Not life-threatening or anything, but the recovery's no joke. I can't walk properly, and driving is completely off the table. The plan was simple, my family said they'd step in to help. I live in the basement level of my parents' house, and usually, we all pitch in to keep things running. It's been that way for years. There's my folks, my younger brother, he's pushing 30, married, no kids, lives across town. I'm the oldest, and for as long as I can remember, I've been the one who gets called whenever something breaks, someone needs a ride, or a family event needs organizing. That's just been my role. I know I can be a bit much sometimes, I'm self-aware enough to admit that, but I've always been dependable. Always the one who shows up. Doctor's orders after surgery were crystal clear, I'd need help with meals, couldn't do stairs, needed someone to keep track of my meds, and check on my bandages. Everyone acted all in, especially Mom. She even set up a group chat for the surgery support team, like it was this big family mission. But just 2 days before the operation, my brother started acting off. I overheard him talking to his wife in the kitchen, something about not delaying their trip again and how I'd be fine like always. I brushed it off. Figured maybe he was just stressed or in a mood. Truth is, my brother's never really taken me seriously when I'm sick or need help. If I say I'm not feeling great, he jokes that I'm faking. If I ask for a favor, he rolls his eyes like I'm being dramatic. My parents, especially my mom, always defend him. He doesn't mean it, she'll say. He's just teasing. He's under a lot of pressure. The guy's gotten away with everything his whole life. Growing up, if something got broken, I'd get blamed, even when it was him. Not exaggerating. Anyway, the surgery itself went fine. Mom stayed the night with me, and Dad popped in now and then. I slept most of that first day. Next morning, it was just me and the TV. Mom sent a text saying she'd be late. My brother was out running errands. I messaged the group chat, no one responded. Hours went by. On the third day, still no one came by in the morning. My alarm went off to take my meds, but I couldn't get up fast enough to reach the shelf where they left them. I texted again. Nothing. Tried calling Mom, no answer. I was irritated, sure, but figured they were running behind. I held off until lunchtime. Still no one showed. By then, I was starving and dizzy. The fridge was practically empty, just some expired yogurt and a bottle of mustard. No one had restocked it since I'd loaded it up with freezer meals before the surgery. I tried to get upstairs and almost ate it on the steps. So I called my brother. He answered with wind and music blaring in the background. I asked where everyone was. Said I needed help. He laughed and said, "We're on the road, man, headed to the mountains." I said, "What do you mean, we?" He casually goes, "Mom, Dad, my wife and me. Ski trip." I couldn't even process it. I told him, "I'm stuck here. I can't even get my medication. He let out this sigh and said, "Don't guilt trip me, okay? We're on vacation, not your servants. You're an adult. You'll be fine. You always make such a big deal out of stuff." I told him I was in actual pain and needed help. He just said, "We planned this. You'll be okay. Just order some food or something." I barely managed to whisper, "Thanks for showing me who you really are." Then he hung up. I just sat there staring at my phone. The group chat stayed dead silent. Tried calling Mom, voicemail. Same with Dad. Texted my aunt. She said, "Oh, I thought you were with the family on the trip. Are you sure?" I sent her a photo of my leg brace and the empty kitchen. She replied with a thumbs up emoji and, "Let me know if you need anything." Those next few hours were a blur of hunger and rage. I found a half-eaten pack of crackers in my room and choked them down. Tried to order food, but the delivery guy couldn't get in and left it outside. By the time I dragged myself out there, it was cold. I actually tried to laugh at how ridiculous it all was. Later that night, I saw my neighbor pull into his driveway. I called out and asked if he could grab the food bag from the porch. He gave me this look like, "Where the hell's your family?" I made up some excuse. Checked the group chat again, still crickets. Then I saw my brother's wife post a selfie, her, my brother, and my parents grinning in ski gear. Everyone smiling like they didn't leave someone helpless at home. I couldn't sleep. Just laid there, replaying that call with my brother over and over. I wasn't even sad anymore, just furious. I started thinking back on all the times I'd had their backs. Covered their mistakes. Paid for stuff. Lent out my car. Played mediator. I opened my notes app and began writing everything down, every time I helped, every favor, every bill I fronted. I thought about how the family finances are tied together, how much I've done behind the scenes to keep things afloat. I'm not saying I'm about to go full scorched earth or anything illegal, but I'm sure as hell not gonna sit here eating stale crackers while they act like nothing happened. I'm not holding my breath for an apology. If they think this is over, they haven't been paying attention. I've got nothing but time, and a whole lot of receipts. Not sure what my next step is yet, but I'm through being the guy they lean on and ignore in the same breath. If you've read this far, appreciate it. I'll post an update if anything goes down, but for now, I'm just angry and taking notes. And hey, if anyone's got tips on legal revenge, hit me up. Because this time, I'm not letting it slide. They really made it obvious, I'm just useful to them when I'm doing the work. But the second I need something, suddenly, I'm a burden. So now, they're getting a front row seat to what life looks like without me picking up the slack. That's when I stopped holding back. I called the bank and told them I wanted the joint account split. Took what was mine, left them to deal with the rest on their own. Sent an email to the property manager about the house, told them from now on, all maintenance calls go straight to my parents. I'm out. I even blocked my brother on social media for a bit. Just couldn't stomach another one of his pity party posts about family betrayal. And here's the kicker, my phone hasn't stopped buzzing since. I haven't opened the group chat in days, but last time I glanced at it, it was nothing but panicked messages. Funny how everything's suddenly urgent, now that I'm out of the picture. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm feeling amazing through all this. I'm still stuck in this basement apartment, hobbling around on a healing leg, still dealing with pain and frustration. But I'm not caving in. This isn't a tantrum. This isn't me being dramatic. This is a permanent shift. I'm not their go-to fixer anymore, and I'll never be again. They can text, call, beg, doesn't matter. My decision's made. I want them to learn the lesson I had to learn alone, stuck in this house with a busted knee and an empty fridge. Next post might be my last, 'cause honestly, I've made my point. But if you're someone who's always holding your family together while they walk all over you, Don't be afraid to step back. Sometimes being the bigger person means drawing the line and letting folks clean up their own mess for once. You know what's wild? When your phone goes off so much, you have to flip it over just to get a moment of peace. And every alert? It's from the same people who ghosted me when I needed help the most. I woke up today to 32 unread messages. Yeah, I counted. Just to be petty. All caps. All desperation. All guilt. Please talk to us. Please answer your phone. Don't do this. But 2 weeks ago, I was invisible. They acted like I wasn't even here. I figured things would eventually blow up, I just didn't think it'd happen like this. I expected some drama, maybe a few arguments. Not this full-blown meltdown. It's been 2 solid weeks since I pulled the plug on everything. No more paying their bills. No more running errands. No more fixing every little thing that breaks. I gathered up my stuff from the shared areas of the house, took my name off every account I could, and told the property manager to send everything their way now. Even left the spare keys in an envelope on the kitchen counter. Didn't slam the door. But I didn't look back either. The weirdest part? Those first few days, total silence. My parents came back from their little ski getaway like nothing ever happened. My brother texted me some dumb meme, acting like we hadn't just burned that bridge to the ground. Mom left a voicemail, "Hope you're resting. Let us know if you need anything." I deleted it. Meanwhile, I watched the trash pile up. The yard looked like a jungle. Mail was getting soggy in the rain. And for once, I didn't lift a finger. Then I heard them arguing upstairs, Mom snapping about the bills, Dad muttering that this is what happens when people get too comfortable. My brother pretended not to care, until he called me 3 times in a row. I ignored every one. He even came over and started pounding on the door. I let him shout for a while. But I never unlocked it. He called me childish. Then kicked over the recycling bin like a toddler throwing a tantrum. A few days later, my aunt texted me. "Your mom's worried. Can you call her?" I replied, "I'm fine." She asked, "Are you sure you're not overreacting?" I sent her the photo of my empty kitchen from last week, just for laughs. She never responded. Then my cousin DM'd me on Instagram, "You should just let it go. Family is family." I shot back, "Not when they ditch you and go skiing." Left me on read. Watching them scramble has honestly been the highlight. My brother tried setting up a family dinner. Normally that'd be my job, sending invites, chasing people down, booking the place. He sent out one big group text. Half the family didn't even answer. My parents tried getting into the storage unit, but I'd already changed the code. They actually called customer service to complain. The manager called me, asked if I wanted to transfer the account. I said, "Yup. It's theirs now. I'm out." That's when my dad snapped and hit me with the classics. "You're blowing this out of proportion. You're making your mother sick with worry." I told him flat out, "I was sick, and you all went skiing." He hung up on me. Things started shifting after that. Mom couldn't figure out the online bill pay. She called to ask how to do it. I said, "I'm not on those accounts anymore. Ask Dad." She said I was being cruel. I said, "I'm just taking care of myself, like you always told me to." She hung up too. Ran into my brother at the store last week. Talk about awkward. He tried to be funny. "So, you ghosting the whole family now?" I looked him in the eye and said, "You said you're not my servant, so I guess you don't need me anymore." He laughed like it was nothing, but I just walked away. The group chat's a wall of noise now. Messages piling up. Mom. Dad. My brother. My aunt. All of them, spamming me. Please talk to us. We're begging. What do you want from us? We're family. We didn't mean it. 32 messages in one morning. Not one of them said, "I'm sorry." Not once. Look, I'm not pretending any of this has been easy. It sucks. It still sucks. I'm still limping, still figuring out how to manage everything solo. But at least now I know I'm not wasting my energy on people who would leave me stranded and head off for fun in the snow. I've got my own accounts. My own space. My own food in the fridge. And peace, finally. These days, the only person I really talk to is my neighbor, and honestly, he's done more for me in the past few weeks than my own family ever did. As for the rest of them, I don't think they'll ever really understand. Maybe they'll just sweep it all under the rug and pretend none of it happened. Wouldn't surprise me. Maybe my mom's out there telling people I'm having some kind of crisis. Wouldn't be shocked if my brother's still cracking jokes about how I'm so dramatic. But here's the truth, I don't care anymore. I'm not blocking them. I don't need to. But I'm not picking up the phone either. I let the texts pile up. Sometimes I'll scroll through, just to see how far they're willing to go now that they need something. How desperate the messages get. Yeah, I know it's a little petty. But after everything they put me through, it feels earned. If you're holding out for the part where we all hug it out, sit around a table, cry it out, and forgive each other, don't hold your breath. That's not this story. I'm not the family fixer anymore. I gave that job up. They made it clear how little I meant when I needed them most. Now I'm just returning the favor. So yeah, 32 messages. All of them begging. Every one of them too little, too late. And me? I'm good right where I am. If anything crazy happens, maybe I'll pop back in with an update. But honestly, I think this is the end of the road. If you're reading this and you're the one always stepping in to clean up after your family, always the one keeping things from falling apart, maybe try stepping back. Stop fixing everything. And just see what happens. You might be surprised how fast they realize you were the glue all along.